cursed sets where movie magic goes wrong. From the moment that first clapperboard signals action, there's always an element of danger on set. It comes with the territory when your job is to fake being chased by a shark or fall dramatically down a flight of stairs while carrying a burning oil lamp. But what if the danger isn't pretend? When cameras are rolling, sometimes it can feel like the whole world is watching. And some sets have a darker energy that extends beyond the final cut. With so many films to choose from, here are 5 horror movies with seriously cursed sets. Poltergeist, they're here. This classic haunted house film has all the frights you could want. A family is tormented by ghosts after their home is built on an ancient burial ground. The spirits escalate their attacks until they try to take the family's children. That sounds spooky, but this movie was actually the beginning of a deadly curse. During filming in 1982, Julian Beck, who played the creepy Kane in the movie, died of cancer at the age of 54. While shooting a scene where the character becomes increasingly unhinged, Dominique Dunne was strangled by an obsessed fan after filming Wrapped. In 1988, actor Will Sampson, who played Taylor, the Native American medicine man, died on set during the filming of the third Poltergeist film. He had been receiving dialysis treatment for kidney failure when he contracted a rare infection that led to his death. And that same year, Heather O'Rourke, who played Carol Ann in all 3 films, passed away at the age of 12 after suffering from misdiagnosed bowel obstruction. The movie's curse continued into its legacy. In 2009, the original Poltergeist was chosen for preservation in the Library of Congress's National Film Registry. It was deemed to be of significant cultural, historical, or aesthetic importance. However, one of the most famous lines in the movie, "They're here," became a reality. One of the writers of the film, Mark Victor, revealed that after the third Poltergeist came out in 1988, he began to experience a series of terrifying events. "We were in the middle of the night in this old house, and I heard footsteps above me. So I got up and started to investigate, and I thought, this is insane. It was the middle of the night and I was alone in this big old house and I was hearing footsteps above me." Soon after, he moved out of his home and into a hotel. To make matters worse, several other people close to the movie also experienced scary things. Director of photography Richard H. Klein was involved in a near-fatal car accident. Co-star Zelda Rubinstein's son died under mysterious circumstances, and writer Stephen E. D'Souza was stalked by a crazed fan who broke into his house. The Crow. There's nothing quite like a brooding love story set against the backdrop of revenge and redemption. The Crow tells the tale of Eric Draven, who's brought back from the dead to avenge him and his girlfriend's murder. The dark comic book movie has gained a cult following since its release in 1994. But behind the scenes, the film's production was plagued by bad omens. First, Brandon Lee, the son of movie icon and kung fu superstar Bruce Lee, was cast as Eric Draven. But just weeks before filming, the 28-year-old was killed in a freak shooting accident while filming a fight scene. As fate would have it, the scene that took his life was supposed to be Brandon's first scene in the movie. He was meant to walk through an open doorway and get shot in the shoulder. But a prop gun loaded with blanks was used instead of a rubber gun. This caused the real bullet to ricochet inside of him, traveling through his body and lodging in his spine. Brandon died 7 days later from internal bleeding. To make matters worse, the film was dedicated to Brandon Lee by the crew and the cast. The producers even considered canceling the movie, but Brandon's father urged them to finish the film as it would be a fitting tribute to his son. Unfortunately, this didn't stop the bad luck. During post-production, Lee's co-star Michael Massey committed suicide after killing someone in a hit-and-run accident. Another co-star, David Patrick Kelly, suffered a heart attack. And director Alex Proyas said that he too felt cursed by the film. In an interview with Vulture, he recalled how during the premiere, he turned to the person next to him and asked, "Why are all these bad things happening?" The Exorcist. If you don't know about the legend of Pazuzu, you might after seeing this movie. The 1973 psychological horror film is based on the 1949 novel of the same name by William Peter Blatty. The film follows a young girl who becomes possessed by a demon, summoning the help of 2 priests to perform an exorcism. What could go wrong? Well, everything. The Exorcist became notorious for its special effects and terrifying imagery. But it almost never happened. While writing the novel, Blatty claimed that he received messages from a former professor at Georgetown University, who told him that a girl in Washington, D.C. was possessed by a demon. The author met with the child and her mother and wrote the book based on their story. However, once the movie began production, odd things started to happen. First, lead actress Ellen Burstyn slipped and cracked her coccyx while filming the infamous spinning head scene. She wore a specially designed harness to shoot the scene, which consisted of a metal bar placed on her tailbone connected to ropes attached to the ceiling. But when the crew tried to lift her, the rope snapped, sending her head whipping around. But she wasn't the only one who got hurt. In another scene, Max von Sydow, who played Father Langster Marin, had to crawl through a tunnel. But when he did, he aggravated an old injury to his back. To add to the chaos, the movie's premiere date kept getting pushed back. And when it finally came out in December 1973, audiences weren't ready. Multiple viewers reportedly had nervous breakdowns. And 14-year-old Canadian boy Peter Hinckley even sued the film's producers, claiming that he had become ill from fright. At least there was good news somewhere. The Exorcist grossed over $441 million worldwide and remains one of the highest-grossing horror films ever made. The Omen. You might recognize this film's iconic theme song, even if you haven't seen the movie. It's been featured in multiple TV shows and films. The Omen follows a U.S. diplomat and his family as they escape the assassination attempt that killed the previous ambassador. After adopting a baby, the family soon realizes that their new son is the Antichrist. Bad news. Soon after filming wrapped in 1976, the cast and crew started experiencing horrible tragedies. First, actress Lee Remick, who played the diplomat's wife, had a miscarriage. Her unborn baby was found to have no heart or brain. Just a few months later, British actor David Warner, who played the creepy Mr. Jennings, was diagnosed with colon cancer. The cast and crew were so superstitious that they held a christening ceremony for the film's demonic child star, Harvey Stevens, and then disaster struck. On July 1976, the day the movie was released in theaters, San Francisco experienced a magnitude 5.9 earthquake, but not everyone escaped unscathed. Actor Gregory Peck, who played the diplomat, lost his son Jonathan to a self-inflicted gunshot wound. In 1979, Harvey Stevens, the child star who played Damien, retired from acting. He wanted to move on with his life and avoid being typecast as the son of Satan. He did, however, return to the screen in 1991 for a cameo appearance in the 6th episode of The Simpsons. The Changeling. What do you do when an entire hospital seems to be haunting you? In this 1980 movie, a music teacher moves into a room at an old mansion that happens to be haunted by the ghost of a little girl. Then he starts hearing her music box in the hallways, and she appears and disappears around him. The haunting melody from the music box became the film's theme song and has remained popular among horror fans. But behind the scenes, the film was far from pleasant. The movie was filmed in an old mansion called the Queen Mary in Altadena, California. It was constructed in 1910 for lumber baron Edward C. Heimer. But once construction was completed, the building became a source of tragedy. The mansion changed hands many times over the years, and each owner seemed to meet a terrible end. The last private owner was so distraught by the mansion's curse that he offered the house to the city, asking that it be demolished. But before that, he lit the house on fire. The structure was severely damaged and left abandoned. According to the local fire chief, the cost of restoring the mansion was prohibitive, so the wreckage was left in place. The sad state of the house made it perfect for filming The Changeling, but the building's history was about to repeat itself. During production, one of the actors fell ill and had to be taken to the hospital by ambulance. Later, the caretaker of the house was found dead in the backyard. After the filming wrapped, the set was left abandoned again. The house sat empty for nearly 10 years until it was torn down. And the last straw came when the demolition company accidentally set the house on fire. While filming The Changeling, George C. Scott, who played the main character, was already terminally ill with cancer. He passed away from complications due to the disease just a few months after the film's release. Now it's time to make your voice heard. Which of these stories scared you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our other videos as well. With so many scary tales to tell, we guarantee you'll be spooked. For more terrifying tales, stay tuned.